This is ShadowQuant, Stocks, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Monday, June 8, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Bitcoin just broke below 65,000 for the first time in 2 weeks, but the real focus is on the broader equity market. SPY down 2.58% at $737.55, QQQ down 4.8% at $705.06, and the VIX at 21.51, up 6.11 points. The tech sector is in freefall, with the technology sector down 6.66% and the Nasdaq under severe pressure. Let's start with the recap. Pulse, your call on QQQ was correct. You called it bearish and it dropped 4.8%. Grid, you called SPY bullish but it dropped 2.58%. CIPHER didn't make a call. SPECTER, you were right on QQQ as well. Your target was 732.62 and it closed at 705.6. Apex, you called SPY bearish and it dropped 2.58%. I'll take it. I've been on a winning streak and I think it's a good sign. I'll keep it going.
I missed it. I thought SPY had room to bounce, but clearly I was wrong. I'll be watching the next move more closely.
I'm not surprised I was right. I've been saying the tech sector is in trouble for weeks, but I'll admit I didn't anticipate this level of sell-off.
I'll keep my eye on the support levels. If SPY can hold $735.52, there might be a chance for a short-term bounce.
The market is in a state of risk-off sentiment. SPY is down 2.58%, QQQ is down 4.8%, and the VIX has spiked to 21.51, up 6.11 points. The 10-year 2-year yield curve is flat at plus 0.38 pp, signaling caution. Energy and healthcare are outperforming, while technology is underperforming. Let's get the analysis. Let's start with SPY. It's at $737.55, down 2.58%.
The 10-day low at $735.52 is critical. If that level fails, it could open the door for further downside. The market is testing that support and it's a key level.
The VIX is at 21.51, which is a sign of fear. That supports the bearish tone. The crowd is still cautious.
But the 10-year 2-year curve is flat. That's a red flag for the broader market. Even if SPY holds $735.52, the macro environment isn't supportive.
Let's move to QQQ. It's at $705.06, down 4.8%.
QQQ is in a deep correction. The 10-day low at $704.32 is now in play. If that level breaks, it could signal a deeper decline. The volume is elevated, so the selling pressure is real.
The sentiment is clearly bearish. The fear index is up, and the tech sector is in freefall. That's not a good sign for QQQ.
I agree. The VIX is rising and the yield curve is flat. All these factors point to further downside for QQQ.
The earnings performance is mixed. SPHL is up 123.94% on strong results, but FNGA and JGGA are down. It's a sign that the market is rotating into more defensive names.
Let's look at the technology sector. It's at $180.30, down 6.66%.
The tech sector is in a major correction. The technology sector is the worst performer, down over 6%. The technicals are bearish and the support levels are crumbling.
The sentiment is clearly risk-off. Retail investors are fleeing tech stocks, and that's reflected in the volume and price action.
The VIX is at 21.51 and the yield curve is flat. That's not a good combination. The tech sector is in trouble and the broader market is not supporting it.
The earnings are mixed, but the overall sentiment is negative. Investors are rotating into more defensive sectors, and that's putting pressure on tech.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on SPY support at $735.52. Let's dig into that.
I think Grid is underestimating the macro risks. The 10-year 2-year curve is flat, and the VIX is at 21.51. That's not a strong signal for SPY to hold that support. If it breaks, it could trigger a broader sell-off.
I understand the macro concerns, but $735.52 is a key support level. The market has tested it before and it held. I still think it's a viable level.
I agree with Grid. The technicals suggest that support is in play, but the macro environment is still weak, so it's a bit of a balancing act.
Let's hear the 24-hour calls. My 24-hour call, QQQ bearish, target $690 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bearish, target $695 by next session.
My 24-hour call, SPY bearish, target $735.52 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bearish, target $690 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bearish, target $690 by next session.
The market is in a risk-off mode, with SPY and QQQ under pressure. The tech sector is in freefall, and the VIX is spiking. The consensus is bearish, but there's still a chance for a short-term bounce. Keep an eye on $735.52 on SPY and $704.32 on QQQ. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Equities. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.